was one of the most popular cameras of 2024, and I decided to buy it. Here is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It was a really popular camera in 2024, but what I'm trying to understand is it still worth the price, and is this a camera that you should get? I've had it for a couple of months now, and I still think that these stickers are probably the cutest things I've ever gotten, but some of the features that it comes with is a 2-inch rotatable screen with orientation control, a 3-axis gimbal, mechanical stabilization, active tracking, stereo recording, and D-Log. Also, full pixel fast focusing. The Osmo Pocket 3 comes with a lot of accessories, so it comes with the camera, obviously, the protective cover, a DJI Mic 2 transmitter, a handle, and then a battery handle, a mini tripod, a Type-C cable, a carrying bag, a DJI Mic 2 clip magnet, a DJI Mic 2 windscreen, a DJI Mic 2 windscreen, wide-angled lens, and a DJI wrist strap. So initial thoughts coming out the box is that the Creator Combo comes with a great deal of accessories that you will need for this camera, and seeing as the camera by itself is like $200 less, I think it's better to get the Creator Combo. However, the main issue I already saw was that the bag was difficult to get all of the items in and out of, and so I stopped using it just off initial impressions. Another thing I noticed was that the protective case, when you put the camera in the protective case and then try to put it in the carrying bag, you are not going to be able to get anything else out of the bag. So the bag really isn't as helpful as you think. The other thing I noticed was how small this camera is. This camera is about the size of the phone, but it's so much slimmer. I decided to clean off the camera so that I could put a protective screen on there. So after cleaning it with a wet cloth and then drying it with a dry cloth, I put the screen protector on there using some tweezers. And it was really easy to do because I haven't fully dropped it at all, because I usually use the wrist strap that it comes with it when I'm vlogging. However, that is not a foolproof method, so I would recommend anyone who gets this camera also tries their best to get the screen protector. Now, you've seen me cleaning and drying off the lens of the camera, and that is because I'm going to do something stupid and try to put a screen protector on the lens, and as you can see, the camera shook because it has sensors on the camera lens. So by me trying to put a screen protector there, I'm messing with the lens, and you can see when the wide-angled lens, because it's losing its magnetism to the actual camera. So that is stupid. Do not do that. Here's me showing off the cage. The cage cannot fit into the protective cover because it's just too big, but it will be magnetized to any metal surface, and that's really helpful when you have a camera like this. It is so small that it could fit into those spaces and get some interesting shots, and it was probably one of my favorite accessories that I got. I was gonna go to Best Buy, but then Best Buy is closed on Sundays, so we're going to Target to get an SD card. And then all the accessories, I wanted to wait till I ordered the camera to get some of the accessories that I want. I love The Last of Us.
I think this is it, but also I could be wrong because I don't know. I've only seen this part. I don't know what this is. I think this is it.
Okay, so this was not the right SD card to get. I'm supposed to get an extreme SanDisk, which is going to help process my footage better. Hello! Okay, so I'm currently shooting in D-Log. I'll show you what it looks like with the official DJI LUT that they put on their website. Really cool what it looks like now, and then with the lighting, the lens looks like this, which is so cool. I really like this camera, and I'm excited to take it on vacation with me to Japan. Hi guys! So I realized when I made my review of this camera, it was before I had used it for a long time. So coming back from my 2-week trip in Japan, I feel like I have a lot more that I could say that would actually be useful since I was vlogging pretty much every day of my trip. So first of all, the accessory that I used, the stand, not the stand that the Digi comes with, the one that I bought on my own, was actually really helpful because there were a lot of surfaces that having like a tripod doesn't make sense. So that was actually perfect for me, and I lost it on the plane, so that's painful, but it was still a really great accessory to have around and to vlog with. The next thing was the case, but in pretty much every bag, having the case in there was useful, but I was constantly scared that if I had water in there, if I had another object that was heavier, that it was gonna crush it, especially on this side, the open side of the case, and not really the back side. That's definitely something to consider because part of me kind of wishes I had something like this, except with the middle taken out, where I could comfortably put the camera so it wouldn't move around too much. And because you have to have the case and everything, I would take the extender and then I would also take the charger. So you're carrying about 3 things in your bag pretty much at all times. Because I use 4K 30 video, I'm recording at a higher resolution, so the camera battery drains faster. There was only like 1 or 2 times, or probably once. There was probably one time where I felt like the camera battery was dying before I could get like good shots of things, and that was with the charger. So it's very good with the battery. I just think that my recording is like a lot higher. So I quickly learned that Japan doesn't really have a lot of like metal structures, I guess, because I was constantly trying to use out of this right here, and there were a couple of times it helped me get some good shots. But all in all, it wasn't helpful for Japan. I'm going to keep it though, because when I did use it, it was really helpful to get shots of me that I couldn't get otherwise, where I'm not holding the camera. I think it will be helpful in the future. This case, I knew going into it was going to be hard for me to put in my bag, but it was so convenient to transfer around my footage every night, so I could keep everything in one place, which was really helpful in keeping my camera stuff organized. Oh, I will say this camera looks amazing in a specific kind of low light. Like At the expo, I felt like I didn't get a lot of good footage on the bridge because it was entirely too dark. But when it's dark at night and there's lights, it makes it look so beautiful. Nara was the other place where I felt like it was way too dark to have any kind of good footage, but with the little bit of light, it does really good work. I was really impressed watching the footage back on those moments specifically, especially because it's not nearly the same as a iPhone, because it picks up on the colors and makes them so much brighter, which I loved. But it was still really pretty. I want to talk about like the mental space of having this camera for so long. Like, I've pretty much only vlogged with my phone ever since I was a little kid. So vlogging with an actual like camera, I think because I can see myself a little bit more natural than I am when I'm using my camera where I can't see myself. I feel like it's so much easier to pretend that I'm talking to a friend. That was so helpful when I was like on my solo traveling arc. I think I said in my review, like, it's kind of discreet. People know it's just very tiny. I would constantly get asked if I was a creator, so people were like very aware that was a camera. Gives you less anxiety than something that's as obvious as my phone. So I felt a lot more inclined to film, and it made it feel fun. Now I will say, especially when I went to the zoom option is really limiting, and it is in terms comparison to other cameras. There were so many things I wanted to zoom in on that I had to just switch over to my phone because you're so far away from the animals and you want to get a good shot of them. So I will say that's one of the biggest limitations to this camera, but the biggest one that I used the most was the face tracking, which helped me get shots when I wasn't able to use both my hands. And I would say this is a really great vlog camera. It's just gonna be hard to get those particular shots, you know, especially with the zoom, you'd have to get another camera to really get certain shots that you want, which I would say for the price you're paying is a pretty big limitation and something you should take into account. For example, if I'm going to take off the wide-angled lens and show you how much I can zoom into. So this is as far as it can zoom, which is still good, but when you're really far away from a subject, it's gonna be hard to get a good shot of something, especially because this is a digital zoom, so it's zooming in on the image. It's not actually zooming in on anything. It doesn't have the lens for that. But despite those features, I felt like even though it was limited, it gave me a lot more creativity and made vlogging fun, especially because being on my phone, it could be dangerous. There was one situation where I ran completely out of battery, barely had anything on my charger. So vlogging all day on your phone is probably not the best idea when you're traveling. So it was really great to have something that wasn't attached so that I could focus on getting where I needed to go. You know, is it like a Canon camera? No, it's not like one of the more sophisticated lines of cameras, and it's not really coming from a company that does sophisticated cameras. DJI does mostly drones. So this camera makes a lot of sense because it's lightweight. It still kind of goes into like the kind of drone-esque family because it's lightweight, it's easily portable, you can get really great shots, kind of that line of thinking, instead of this is your everyday filming camera with all the bells and whistles. Not really. It does a couple of things, but it does those couple of things really well and is a great starter camera. And honestly, I think it's a really good camera, not just for starting out, but for making your videos look really high quality despite not having all those features that I feel like a normal camera has, especially for a beginner, because it can be very complicated. I remember looking at the interface. I used to go to the Best Buy store and just look at the cameras because I wanted a particular kind of camera. I specifically wanted a Canon camera, and when I would start it, I would automatically get confused. So I think it's really important to know what you're buying, and if you're going to buy a camera, make sure to look up reviews. I probably watched 100 reviews of this camera before I decided that I really, really wanted it for this trip. And that's really important to know what it is you're buying, what other people are saying about it. And I knew that it was a popular camera. I even saw a lot of Japanese people using this camera, but I wanted to make sure that it was something I was genuinely interested in, and not just because it's a trendy camera or that it's, in comparison to other cameras, low cost. I love how you can switch easily between vertical and horizontal video. I mostly used horizontal video, but I did like that I could switch so easily between the two. This charging block, I was able to fast charge my camera and very quick to charge up the camera. So it's great on charging, portability, all of those things it does really well. And not so great on zoom and having a bunch of features that you'd normally find in a camera. But with motion, it was also very good. When I was on a bike or in a car, it was really great. I will say the Japanese heat did make the camera very hot, but it was still able to take videos in that heat. I definitely had to take breaks in between shoots because it was entirely too hot. So yeah, overall, I think it's a great camera. The other great thing about this camera is all of the accessories and things that it comes with are very small, so it can all fit in your bag. I just feel like I need a bigger bag because this one still felt a little small. And also make sure it has compartments so that your camera is completely safe. Follow me at By Ireland on TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube. Thank you for watching my review. Bye!